Enid, Oklahoma, from wheat fields to the economic hub of northwest Oklahoma, the social, medical, and educational center for the region. Enid is a safe and economic place to live, work, and raise a family, a city with an entrepreneurial spirit. Enid is a community overflowing with boundless opportunities, building an original heritage and pulsating with a vibrant quality of life. Now join Steve Keim as he brings another exciting edition of City Connections.
Hello, I'm Steve Keim, Director of Public Relations and Marketing for the City of Enid. Thank you for joining us today for another edition of City Connections. Tour de Trykes, that's coming up on August 17th. Did I say that right, Commissioner?
Yes,
that is kind of a tongue twister for me. Our guest in this segment is Ward 2 Commissioner Mike Stuber. Commissioner, thanks for being with us today. And I understand Tour de Trykes, as co-founder, Mike, take us back to the beginning. What did you hope to achieve from all of this?
The idea was to bring a recreational activity for people to just get involved in and get some exercise, enjoy the outdoors, and also to be able to raise some money for some of the AMBUCS projects, mostly Trykes.
And you mentioned AMBUCS. I know you're involved in that organization as a service club. Tell us a little bit about AMBUCS, and then again, how did it become that this event was going to be that beneficiary?
Well, I've been in the Enid Noon AMBUCS for, I guess, about 14 years now, and just love the club, love the mission, and we've actually got 5 AMBUCS clubs here in Enid, and as part of that club, we're always looking for ways to raise money to take care of, the different projects that we take on.
I understand, Commissioner, that this is the 8th annual event of Tour de Trykes. Has it been a quick 8 years, and has there been any surprises or pleasant surprises along the way?
Absolutely. It has been a lightning fast 8 years, but yes, there's been some surprises, some learning. The first 2 or 3 years we learned quite a bit. Every year we still take something away from what went right, what went wrong. We always meet afterwards to get that feedback so that we can continue to improve and make this the best event that it can be.
We're filming this segment of City Connections on site here. As you can tell, the backdrop is David Allen Memorial Ballpark, and we're right here at East Cherokee, if you will. And Mike, help me out. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Which direction do the bikers go from? This is the starting line area, maybe. Which direction do they go from here?
From here, they're going to take off north here on Grand, and then they're going to go down to Randolph and east on Randolph, and then depending on the route that they have chosen to ride, they'll split off at certain points, but everybody starts right here.
Well, Commissioner, this is a question that we didn't discuss earlier before taping, but if we look across the street and we notice this very impressive Enid Event Center, what's your thoughts and comments about? It's been open for a while. We've had some events. As Commissioner, is there a sense of pride? Tell us about your thoughts on the Enid Event Center.
Absolutely, there's a sense of pride. I really love the building. I love the look of it. It's really coming together very nice. Excited about the events that have already been here and I got to enjoy, and ones that are coming up. And I'd look forward to many years of people getting to enjoy that and bringing people into town, particularly for an event like this, getting to show that off and say, hey, we've got things going on here.
Commissioner Mike Stuber, Ward 2, is our opening guest today on City Connections. We have 2 more special guests that we want to introduce to you in just a few moments, and then we'll have closing comments from the Commissioner right after this. Welcome back to City Connections. I'm Steve Keim, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the City of Enid. Well, as we mentioned at the beginning of our program, said that we had 2 special guests joining us today. And to my left is Donna Wall. Donna, welcome. Thank you for being here. And to my right is Tim DeClerck. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so it's always important. I think it was a Dale Carnegie course many, many years ago that said it's so important to get the person's name right, no matter if it's just talking with your neighbor. So I'm trying.
Thank you.
Donna,
Good job.
my mom kind of raised me with somewhat manners, and what I'm alluding to is girls first, ladies first, women first. So we'll start with you on the first question. August 17th, Saturday, typically a warm day, but it's going to be a very special day with the Tour de Trykes. Tell us a little bit about the day's events and kind of like when it starts and what do we expect all day long?
Well, it's going to be a really busy day. Starting at 6 a.m., we're going to have early registration at the ballpark here for anyone that hasn't registered. The actual ride that morning, the tour will start at 7:30 a.m. and we have routes of 2 miles, 14 miles, 26, 42, and 100K, which is 62.5 miles. So we'll have routes available. It'll start here at the ballpark. It'll go out throughout the surrounding communities and come back to the ballpark. And that will last probably until 2 p.m. depending on the routes. And last year we had 333 riders. This year we're hoping to have 350 to 400. So we're expecting a very busy day that morning.
Donna, I'm new to the community, so this will be my first event. However, I've attended or been a spectator in other events as well. Will all the riders, will they start all at the same time? If I'm a spectator and I want to make sure that I catch the 2-mile family fun ride and also the beginning of the 100K event, does everybody start at the same time?
We usually try to stage the different links so that usually the 100K are your faster riders that really get into it and want to go real fast. So I like for the riders to kind of stage based on their route. The slower riders or ones that may not be that comfortable with riding towards the back, so we don't have any accidents, so we will stage them appropriately, starting with the 100K on down to the 2-mile fun ride.
And that's maybe an element that our viewers may not be mindful of, but there is that safety element as well. If you have 300 plus bikers in one setting, it's really key and important that everybody gets off to a safe start, because if you're next to a 10-year-old and you may not be a 10-year-old, there is those safety concerns. Well, you were talking about fast riders or speeding riders. Criterium comes to mind. And Tim, what can you share with us? This is in the evening, I believe, on the 17th. The criterium to me means speed. So what can you tell us about that?
Criterium starts at 5 o'clock. It'll start in front of the gazebo downtown, run to the west on a figure-8 course throughout downtown. One of the most exciting places is to watch at the corner of Broadway and 2nd, where the riders are coming up the hill. A couple of years ago, I was with a policeman who was there watching, and he had a speed gun. At the top of the hill, they're coming up at 25 miles an hour, which is pretty incredible for me, real fast. So we start at 5. We have 5 races, 2 women's races and 3 men's, different categories throughout. The pro category will be the last race, and that starts at 8:15.
Donna, let me ask you this question. If a viewer is watching and they're new to Enid or they're new to the event on August 17th, when should they arrive and participants arrive and spectators arrive? Because as Tim said, there's key places to be to watch the event. What are your suggestions?
Well, if they want to see the start of the tour, the actual start will occur at 7:30. So probably 7:15 that morning would be a good time to come downtown and see the opening ceremonies and the start of the tour. And then that evening, there are quite a few activities going on downtown in conjunction with the tour and the criterium. There's throughout the day, there's going to be 3 monster BMX jam shows, and that's going to be at the event center, and that's going to be free to the public. And there's going to be 3 shows. I believe the first one starts at 10:30, and then they'll be staged throughout the afternoon. And then also, in conjunction with the Criterium downtown, they are having a vintage bike show where people can bring down their old bikes and display them around the square. And also there's going to be a what they call a spoked art show where some of the local artists will bring some of their items down that might be related, bicycle, related items, art that they've created. And I believe they're going to do a silent auction on some of those items. So there should be plenty of activities going on, and so people probably will want to come down, take in one of the BMX shows, which is sponsored by One Source Managed Services here in town, and then check out the art and the vintage bikes, and then get ready for the criterium to start at 5 p.m.
Tim, let me ask you, as a spectator, a volunteer, and a participant in this event, what do you think this is doing? If this is the 8th year for this event, what is it achieving here within the city of Enid? I know it's an opportunity for people who ride bikes to participate. There's the wellness aspect of it. But overall for the community, what do you think is being achieved?
I think this is a great opportunity for the city of Enid to show itself off, to show itself as being a healthful community, one that's forward-thinking. The criterium itself brings in people from the whole region. We had people from, I believe, Missouri last year, Kansas, Texas, Arkansas, I think, and of course Oklahoma City, Edmond, Tulsa, Broken Arrow, Owasso, I think. So it's a great opportunity for this community, and it's a great opportunity for our Ambucks Club and the sponsors to show that we are a forward-thinking community. We are ultimately, hopefully, going to have some street markings for bicycles. And the most important thing is to show that this community supports the mission of Ambucks, which is providing mobility for those folks who have challenges with mobility. There's nothing like seeing an individual who hasn't been able to walk or hasn't been able to ride a bike and get on an Amtrak, and the smile, the happiness, the joy, pure joy, just like if you can remember what it was like when you first got on your bicycle and those training wheels came off and you're free.
And life became an adventure because you could go past the end of the block and you could go the next block and on and on. You say, hey, I like this. This is good. Final question for you, Donna. In regard, we were talking earlier about just all the individuals that it takes to put this event together. Is there a need for volunteers? If someone said, I can't ride this year, but I want to help in some way?
Yes, I'm sure if someone wants to give me a call, we'll find them some type of volunteer activity. We currently have over 200 volunteers signed up to help us. That's Ambucks members, different clubs within Enid, and just individuals who just want to come out and help. And then also we have over 75 sponsors this year who have provided cash donations or in-kind donations to help us with our tour this year. So, and we can't thank enough the city of Enid for all that they do for us with the police, the road crews, just all of many of their employees that help us put on these two events.
It's certainly a collaboration, because when you get involved with street closings, it's just not like, well, we'll put up a barricade and you guys drive this way. I mean, there is some work. Tim, last question for you, and not to put you on the spot, but tell us everything in the world that you know about the website. No, seriously. There are people that are watching and said, well, I didn't catch the first part of the program, and surely there's a website. What can they find on that site? And just tell us about that, if you would, please.
It's www.tourdtrykes.com. Is that right, Donna? Okay. And it pretty much includes everything that we're doing. I don't know right yet if there's links showing all the other events yet that are happening that day. And one thing I know it doesn't show, because this has just come together in cooperation with the Retro Movie guys. We are working on and planning to have a movie called Breaking Away. It's an old, great, positive bicycle racing movie shown down here at the ballpark Friday night. Donations will get you in. I think we'll have some popcorn. We'll have some Trykes here. So we're going to have a great opportunity to get people fired up to ride that next day and to come down and watch. We'll be able to give more information, tell people when to be here. They can come register probably the next morning at 6. But the website will provide a lot of that information, but I want to make sure that everybody knows that be watching. You'll be seeing there'll be a retro. We expect there to be a retro movie Friday night, getting everybody pumped up for the event.
Very good. And I remember the movie Breaking Away. Now, I know it wasn't a black and white movie. It was a long time ago, but it was in color.
It was in color, and I think it got some Oscar nominations, actually.
Well, thank you both. Donna, Tim, thank you very much for joining me today, surrounded by the experts on Tour de Trykes. And again, that event is coming up in August 17. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? August is around the corner, and the event is coming up big day on Saturday, August 17th. We'll have some closing comments with Commissioner Stuber right after this.
Hello, my name is Eric Benson. I'm the city manager for Enid, Oklahoma. We're located in northwest Oklahoma, just a short drive from Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Wichita. We're the economic, social, medical, political, and educational hub of the area. Not only do we have the largest retail trade center in the area, serving a customer base of over 200,000 people throughout northwest Oklahoma and southwest Kansas, but we have a diversified economy that continues to provide jobs for the people of the area and opportunity for future growth. Oil and agriculture have always been major components of Enid's economy, but we've diversified our industrial base, and we're the home of many nationally recognized corporations. Enid is a safe and economic place to live. It's a great place to work. It's an even better place to raise a family. Our air is clean, our lifestyle refreshing. We have all the amenities of a large city, but we retain the friendly atmosphere of a small town. So if your company is thinking of relocating, I hope you'll consider Enid, Oklahoma. I promise you'll find a community that is overflowing with boundless opportunities. We're building an original heritage, and we're pulsing with a vibrant quality of life. Learn more about Enid on our website at enid.org or call me at 580-616-7246. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you for staying with us on City Connections. It's my privilege each week to bring you a program that features also city government, if you will, and also just the happenings that's going on in our great community. Commissioner, for our final question for you, you talked about, as co-founder, the expectations, the growth. It's been a quick 8 years. It's a great Tour de Trykes is a great event, again, to raise funds for Ambucks to purchase the Amtrykes. Is there any closing comments or suggestions that you have for our viewers?
Sure. I would actually invite anybody who is able to come out and ride. There's literally a distance for any competency. Anybody can come out and ride, whether it's the 2-mile family fun ride or the 100K. I think there's an opportunity for everybody to get involved, either to come out and ride or even that evening come out and watch the criterium. That's exciting to watch those racers come around. And I know that there's a lot of new events just to get people involved, with the BMX riders, and I think they've got a movie showing, so there'll be more details on that. But I think I just invite anybody that wants to come on out and participate in some way or form.
Shall we look for you in the criterium event?
No, not so much. I will ride in the tour that morning, but no, you're not going to see me racing. I can spectate with the best of them.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Mike Stuber of Ward 2, thank you, Mike, for being with us, and thank you for your involvement in this event as co-founder. And thank you for being with us today on City Connections. I'm Steve Keim, Director of Public Relations and Marketing for the City of Enid. Thank you for being with us, and make it a great day. If you have a topic or suggestion that you'd like to see covered here on City Connections, please email me at thefuture@enid.org.